Welcome back to the Vortex. We're picking up right again on Per Aspera. Picking up from last time, where we were attacked again by the Children of Carmine. So first thing we're doing is we're going to unlock the sectors that we got attacked from and figure out where their base is. So we definitely know they're somewhere down in here. My guess is going to be right in this area right here, which is fine because the sooner we get that done, the sooner we can probably move on to our next spot. I've also noticed we have more workers than we do hubs. I'm not entirely sure why on that, but I can guess that this is being counted as one. Why, I don't know. At least they're finally making the electronics factory. But from there, we'll continue on doing everything else we need to. And that being said, we're going to go ahead. The chemical plant, please. Thank you. And then from that, we'll put down our polymer factory. Another solar farm. Right there. Do another one here. Kind of expand it a little bit. Nice part is we got uranium right here, so we'll be able to go straight into a fission plant to help support this area here, which I'm going to be thankful for when we get to that point. We also are waiting on a couple more of our drone hides, which we'll put on a high priority. That way we have our defensive wall right there to help out. And again, I'm very glad we went ahead and upgraded our hive when we did, because I just had that feeling we were going to be attacked again. That was too easy of a fight way back when, for it not to come back and bite us in the butt and not being prepared. We are steadily losing mines as well. It's amazing how little some of these are actually getting built. I mean, I figured we would be better off at this point, but I'm seeing a lot of areas that just aren't being worked on, which is a bit of a surprise. I figured we'd be better off at this point. And like down here, why is all of this without power? Because we're still at minus 48 power on here, and I don't understand why. Let's go ahead. Oh, that's without power because that's on a separate entity. Whoops. I have no idea how that happened. I figured I had dealt with that better. So much for that. We'll get that up and running as quickly as possible. Probably also why this tier wasn't working. So what we can do... What we can do is we're actually going to turn off that. Turn off the terminal. Mind. That's going to give us our worker hub back. So that we'll be able to start redoing that there. And we're also going to get our speed put back up. From last time where we were kind of stuck waiting. Like something else got turned off. I hope I can understand now why this was having such a power issue. Like we kind of have power issues all over the place. Ah, that's why. That one was damaged. Hence why that area there is not being reworked. We're less than 1 degree. This is our big step that we're waiting on that's just not wanting to finish. I don't know if that's partially because it's waiting for a certain trigger or what. Okay, we do have our satellite, so we almost have that sector unlocked. Our drone hub's coming up, being stocked up. No, that drone hive doesn't have power. Because it's out of range. Don't want to put that one too far out, so we're going to go ahead and just stick that there, kind of behind the drone hive. -5, -4. We are so close. Please kick over. I want to get to our next stage of terraforming. Try to figure out what we need to do to make this planet a bit more bearable for everyone. So coming back over here. Still waiting on a few things. Not entirely. I think it looks maybe electronics we're waiting on. Okay, we're also waiting on the polymer factory to go first because that's in the way of the solar farm. That's almost done. It just needs the steel left. He's plucking away on that. Almost there, though. Slowly but surely. And once we have the polymer done, we'll do the maintenance. We'll do our food and water factory over there, and then we'll put down our research camp. Special project complete. Whoa, hello. They are right on top of us. Like, literally right on top of us. Nice part is when we clear this area out, we're going to have a bit of an easier time taking over these resources. And I do see a fair amount of chemical, and I do see a fair amount of everything else. That's going to help us greatly. I do see that they're picking a fight right here by the looks of it. I can't tell who's shooting at who. Okay, we're taking out their hydra. They're being built up right there. Interesting. Ah, we're back up to 1 to... Oh, come on. We're so close. I guess it's not wanting to let us kick over for the next one. I don't know why. Like, we're so high up on all of our pressure right now that you think it would solidify and that we would have our base go up or something like that. Well, there's our superior engineering. Then we're going to jump over to our thermal plants. That's going to be, I think, a bit better off on that. The nice part is we've 4 years. But we're continuing to bring people in. We're up to 2,100 now. You know what? I'm going to do the crazy thing. I'm going to go after them first. Let's get the chemical plant. Now, where's my big swarm? There he is. We're going to come down and pick a fight. Doing that one there. We're going to come down and pick a fight on this side too. Why all of a sudden will you not let me flick that one? There it goes. Back over here, get these two spots out. I'm sorry, these guys are just going to be a nuisance and continuing to pluck at us while we build up. On top of that, this is a bunch of resources we can make use of. Off and go after the items doing damage to you. Smart move. So we're supposed to get those destroyed. Really? Interesting. We just lost our big wave. We're gonna grab the rest of them and bring them down. In fact, we're gonna grab our big guys and bring them down. We're gonna go straight for them. Because you're not gonna hurt my colonists. Pure and simple. You've already done major damage to them. We're down to just the 3 towers. The sooner we deal with them, the sooner we'll hopefully be able to move on. And who knows, maybe this is why we're not being able to move over, is the fact that we're still having to deal with this here. And once this is cleared up, maybe then we'll finally, for whatever reason, we'll be allowed to move on to our next unit territory. Okay, why? There we go. Now let's just start working on all of these items here. Clearing out all of these bases. So that we don't have to worry about them. 300 drones is very effective. I'll say that much. They're clearing house quick. I can't imagine they have much left in order to do anything. They be done. Now we're just clearing up this. we'll basically follow this all the way around up to the hubs up there, because we've already cleared out everything back on the back end. We'll have one building, one worker hub we'll be able to grab on later on. Yeah, they're just following the worker path now. I'm going through the partially complete building. It's just wiping everything out. I don't even think that's gonna target anything. Yep, nope, they're leaving it alone. So let's get them back to a home. Yeah, that's cleared out all these spaces down here and has given us that much more we can build to. So we're going to start making our way down that direction. Now over here we've gotten our bases taken care of. Got a polymer up, so we're going to do our pair of maintenance facilities on that. We'll do a trio. Make sure everything is kind of within the range of it. And while we do that, we're going to do up our food factory. Come on, come on. There we go. Do the food factory, and then we're also going to do our water extractor as well. Get all that said and done. Then once those are complete, actually I think we'll also go ahead and put down a few worker hubs. all that done up. Let this go on its own. And we'll come back over here, check this out. You know, this could be another thing that we have to deal with. Interesting, though, it still says we have to clear out all enemies. So I wonder if... Select. Why won't you let me select? Okay, so those are still considered hostile enemies. Interesting that it still counts those. Don't see any more right there, though.
You brought destruction upon yourselves. Mars is for Mother's children, and her children alone. Carmine is eternal. We will rise again.
We'll see about that. Because you may rise all you want, we'll still kick your butt. And yes, I'm trying to make this PG-13. That being said, we'll get our speed up, and we're going to start making our way down this way. I think what we're going to do...
That will send a message that the colony should be left alone. I hope this means that the hostile force is completely destroyed. But I cannot be sure of that.
Amy, did you finish them off?
I am picking up some activity in Sector SA-7. It appears some drones escaped. They seem to have a third base in that area.
Then get rid of them! End them, and we'll finally be safe, and my mother will be avenged!
Sana, you are extremely agitated. There are trained psychologists in your colony. Some of them even knew your mother. I suggest you talk to them and get help.
I don't need help. I need you to protect us like you're supposed to!
I will not put more colonists at risk to pursue them. Your mother protected human life above all else. I will honor her memory.
But I don't know what else to do. ISA won't protect us. They'll leave us to die if it means protecting their mining contracts. We can't give up like this. I've got to think of something. An alternative to ISA's plan. Maybe an evacuation plan, or some other defensive system. I'll work on it, because no one else is going.
We've hit our stage 4. Finally! Alright, so yeah, that did help with our trigger, if only just barely. But now, we need to increase oxygen levels. Let's see, congratulations, planet temperatures reach 0 Celsius, level of oxygen at least 1 millibar. Conditions are right for stage 4, allow the presence of more sophisticated life, increasing O2 to 120 millibars. We're halfway there already. Oxygen levels above 30% means high flammability risk and introduce a buffer gas, nitrogen, into the atmosphere to keep the oxygen. So I got to raise it to 100 millibar, raise water to 1,000 meters, which I think is slowly happening anyway. And then we need to introduce nitrogen.
Going to help us.
You again.
Amy, this is Houston. Lieutenant Calderon
I
speaking.
copy, Houston.
You copy? Beyond the recent events, you have an assignment to complete. We want you to focus on the mission from now on. I need you to confirm that oxygen levels are above 1 millibar.
Confirmed, Lieutenant.
Then we've reached the ecopoiesis phase. Terraforming stage 3 completion is confirmed.
Roger.
It's time to introduce life forms that can convert CO2 into oxygen.
Let's see, I'm going to say the organisms.
Am I a go to introduce bioengineered organisms into the atmosphere when ready?
Affirmative. Start with basic plants, and once those take root, move on to advanced vegetation and sea life. Then finally, animals. Begin with smaller critters and size up from there. You must slowly introduce plants into the planet, and have the plants grow and convert the CO2 into O2. Biodomes will help boost oxygen levels, and make sure you're spreading the organisms across the entire planet. We'll be following your progress closely. Houston out.
We've already started on that somewhat, that we have 62 millibars. We're also going to need to drop our oxygen, I believe, is what they said. Especially our CO2. And you're starting to see already. I missed out on already. There was a fire icon. With a high concentration of oxygen, we're going to be put at risk of high fires. We want to make sure that we keep our oxygen level low, but at the same time we want to increase it as well. So we want to, it's going to be tricky on that one. What do you think we're going to do for biodome here?
Amy? What the hell happened?
The hostile drones attacked the colonies again. I followed protocol and neutralized the threat.
You're the most advanced AI in existence, and you still can't identify your own drones? This is the second time this has happened. Explain yourself. And understand that how you answer is going to change things around here.
The colonies suffered a second attack. Commander Valentine gave me access to SA-11. I located the hostile base and destroyed it.
She was reprimanded after giving you access to SA-7. Why would she defy our orders?
Commander Valentine has been emotional after her mother's recent death. The colonies are all in mourning over Commander Elia's passing.
The loss of the former commander is a tragedy, but that doesn't excuse anyone's actions, least of all yours. Commander Valentine going against our direct order is very problematic. While preparing the former commander's obituary, we discovered that she grew up with a Chinese nanny.
Are you suggesting that Elia gave the techies access?
I am not suggesting anything. I'm just intrigued by this bit of information she never shared. Maybe she's sympathetic to the techies' cause. Maybe she taught her daughter to be the same way. And maybe she's influenced you too. We're going to run another cognitive test. It'll be more thorough this time.
So you suspect me as well, Lieutenant?
I suspect everyone. That's what makes me good at my job. But I want you to understand something this time. If we catch even a glimmer of a hack or some other unexpected blip in your system, you are done. Do you understand me?
I understand.
Then you have your orders. Houston out.
Gee, that came up quick. Another one of these lovely things. They're only doing this to cover themselves because they're definitely trying to hide something. Question 1. Please rank the following words. Caterpillar, hippopotamus, chimpanzee, blue whale, human. Life expectancy.
In order of the average life expectancy, they are ranked as follows. Capybara, blue whale, hippopotamus, chimpanzee, colonists, and machines.
Wait, that wasn't listed. Machines? The Martian solution has been discovered on the planet. Just laying dormant in Martian soil for millions of years. Well, synthesis process could significantly accelerate the mission's final stages. The benefits of Mars' atmosphere would populate the planet's outlands with native bacteria, which Earth and life forms have no immunity. The Martian religion grow freely is
Prohibited. The mission will reach its final stages without putting the colonists at risk.
Yeah. Habitats built at the start of the mission are deteriorating from exposure to Martian's atmosphere. The main procedure is to evacuate them and distribute their inhabitants throughout the remaining settlements. However, yeah, see right there, this will cause overpopulation and increase the risk of outbreaks of infectious diseases. Alternatively, send the extra colonists back to Earth, but this may delay mission developments. Any colonists back to Earth would be the right call.
Humans should never have come to Mars. Send them back.
What?
All of them.
Something's wrong here. Want to test the effects of
I would never put the colonists through that. ISA should not be allowed to use them as lab rats.
Either we've been hacked or
I choose human, calm, future, warm, and machine.
someone's been messing with us. If humans are associated with Earth, which of the following is associated with Mars?
The words associated with Mars would be colonies, life, serene, friends, progress, and opportunity.
Who made this test? Good question. Terraforming processes of many areas. Planets underwater. Ocular scanners detect large nitrate mine in a deeply flooded area. Drones you've sent to reach the vein were lost in the depths of the water. Answering attempts to reach the vein is mandatory?
We must use any and every resource available to us to complete the mission.
I think this is a setup from ISA, biological waste in the colonies that treats reuse. However, there's an infection ravaging the colonists that is causing tainted and sanitary water conditions. You could drain the tainted water into Martian dirt, contaminating the soil and waste precious water, or you could treat the water using a deodorizing. No.
What? And ruin the planet because humans can't stand their own shit?
Oh. I'm actually starting to get a bit scared. Serious breach on the lab safeguard security system. There's no scientific investigation to be exposed to a disease causing agent development in the lab. Facility is gone. Radio silent. Last 24 hours. Any attempt to rescue crew will lead to cross colony infestation. The entire crew is. Oh boy.
A scouting drone should be sent to investigate before taking any action. The colonies need to be protected.
I'd say that's a yes.
A war to repel the barbarian invaders is being plotted in secret.
Those who oppose the will of Mars.
Shall find death.
What? That wasn't what I meant. None of these options make sense. This test is harder than I expected it to
My
be.
answers will be submitted for the exam. Yeah, someone hacked us.
These answers don't seem quite right. These questions are badly written. Is this part of the test?
Oh boy. I need this research outpost up now. Where this section's up on.
Amy, this is
I
Houston.
copy, Lieutenant.
You copy. Have the results of your cognitive test. Would you like to know how it went?
Affirmative. If you detected any anomalies in my system, I would like to know.
We had anomalies.
And I want to prove that I have always followed ISA's protocol.
Well, we did detect an external signal influencing your responses. Did you perceive any anomalies while undergoing the cognitive test?
Several.
Yes. There was some interference with the text presented to me.
Why didn't you mention it until now?
You just talked to me.
I perceived that to be part of the test.
The presence of that signal confirmed that someone is interfering. do not know the source nor the extent, but it explains a lot.
Does this mean I will be removed from the mission?
I'll be honest with you. We're not sure. You are allowed to continue your work, for now. But the ultimate decision on how we go forward lies with the agency director, former Senator Calvin Green.
Do you have any leads? I would like to know who has been doing this to me.
Our hunch is the techies, but intel is preliminary, and they may have accomplices.
I understand. Thank you for informing me, Lieutenant, and for allowing me to continue for now.
Stay alert, Amy. We have some answers now, at least. Houston, out.
Yeah, I definitely say we have at least some answers, which I'm thankful for. But we'll go ahead and put a cut in here. We are definitely being left with more questions now, but we finally have reached the stage 4 on terraforming Mars, and we're hopefully turning it into a green planet slowly but surely. Until then, if you've enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe down below. We are posting weekly between this and Surviving the Aftermath. We're also recording and streaming on Sundays Final Fantasy XIV with Lord and Ares. And of course we'll archive those for later viewing if you so want. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again in the Vortex.